Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Keasha. Today, I have a special guest. She's known as the traveling brand photographer, and her name is Tricia Turpenoff. And I'm so excited to have her join me today because we're going to be talking about how to take better pictures so that you can amplify your branding. Yes, you can amplify your brand by taking better pictures. Sometimes I know it might be overwhelming, or you may feel that it's like you don't want to show yourself because you want to show yourself in the best light. And perhaps you might not think that you have great photos or photos that are good enough. But today we're going to help address your common photo issues to support you in really having a better brand, amplifying your brand through your photos and your pictures, because we live in a very visual online world, and how you look and the way that your pictures capture who you are really makes a big difference in your brand. So keep coming on in. I have this series, Konvos with Keasha, Conversations with Keasha, pretty much weekly. And I'm really excited because I have another interview coming up next week, and then I have 2 scheduled for December, and then we'll hit a pause for the holidays and end of year. But if you can join me today, say hey, be sure to say hello, and we will get started. I'll let my guest in momentarily so we can get this conversation started, okay? So let me just find Tricia. There we go. Once she joins us, we can talk everything photography. And even the DIY, like the ways that you can start to do things, improve and enhance the way you're taking your own photos, or maybe your friends, ensuring that they're capturing you in your best light. So happy to have you join me today on this beautiful Tuesday of November, holiday week here in the U.S. And we shall see what else is going on. So be sure to say hey if you're joining us live. And hey, if you are catching the replay too. Just let us know. Let me know that you're here, that you can see us. And of course, once the conversation is posted to my profile, you can take a look back and capture all the goodies. So let's see. Okay. Hi, Tricia. Okay. Yay. And soon you'll be in and be able to talk to me. Hello. Are you able to get in? Let me see. I invited you. So maybe look out for that invitation, and then you can hop on in, and Instagram should let you in. Okay.
Okay.
I see a beautiful photo.
Yep, it's the wrong way. I'm like, what the heck?
There's like a little swirly like.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, but now you're crooked. Okay, so we got to go this way. Sorry, I've never done this one before. I was hoping to come up on my computer, but it came up on my phone, which is fine.
Oh, hi.
Hello, how are you? You're so cute.
Great. How are you doing?
I am good, and I'm loving your striking statements going through all this. What fun.
Yes, we in terms of this Conversations with Keasha series, this is episode 16. So going and flowing, and it's fun. It's like very simple, organic conversation, and I feel my passion and reason for doing these is because I know that there's so much that can be gleaned from each other by having a real conversation. And with that, my goal, if one person can leave this experience saying, I never thought of it like that before, then I
Right.
my work.
I agree. I am with you 100%. So yeah. So yay, lead the way. I'm excited.
Okay, so the overall topic is how to amplify your branding by taking better pictures. You know, there are
Yep.
some who are like, I want my branding to be bold, consistent, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable having pictures of me, or I take horrible photos, or the in between time, because we know there's a time for us to hire someone like you to do these brand photos for us, which is
Yeah.
right. You want to have a professional photo session so that you have
Yeah.
a selection of photographs of yourself that really tell your story, share who you are, your personality.
Right.
But then there's places in between up until you're ready for that I feel like there could be some tips shared. But before we do
Sure.
that, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and
Oh,
just,
sure.
yeah.
Thanks, Keasha. I'm Tricia with Turpenoff Photography, and I am all about branding women who are on the rise. And I just want them to raise their voice and their visibility. And that's what I'm here for.
I love it. And you are also, you travel. So you,
Yes.
photographer.
I am the traveling brand photographer. So yeah, I'm excited. We're going to have people come to me this year too, because we've got a whole new set that we're working on out in we have a garage and a half in the backyard that we're not using for cars. So it's like, it's time to build something beautiful. And so we're doing like a all white chic set for January, and people can come to Colorado. But
in Colorado,
I'm still traveling too.
and Colorado's beautiful. I was there back in August to visit, and
I remember you were good too. That was so good.
So what are some of the common reasons or resistance that you find for folks who are like, don't feel comfortable in front of having pictures taken of them?
Exactly. Well, I think as women in general, it's traditionally been, oh, here's your high school senior picture, turn, goodbye. And then your wedding pictures. And that's kind of it for us. And so this whole branding yourself and putting yourself out there, I think it is very scary for a lot of women. And I think that's where we kind of have to start, is what kind of mind monkeys are in your head, where we can move you from that to understanding that you're your own kind of beautiful. I think that's really important, because I got to tell you, social media is not going away.
Yes.
And growing your business through social media will not either. And so it's something someone said on an SBI today. They're like, I hate social media. And I so wanted to say what Sandra Yancey will talk about when you say you hate something. She always will say, you got to find something you love on it.
Right. And you know what I love about it, social media specifically, is that you can really build the relationship component of, I have met people from all over the world through social media that I would not have ever known of or heard of. And we've collaborated, we've become friends, we show support. And
Right.
that's what I love about social media. But you know what? To get to that point, you have to show up so people know who you are and get to
Well, you do. And I know, and that's so scary too. Although I think being in a community, I know that women can be in lots of different communities. eWomen Network is one of my favorites. And I do like it because it is about lifting as you climb. And it is about supporting someone else in their dreams. And I really feel like if we can all continue to do that for women, for each other, then I think I know our confidence is going to shoot off the page. We got to start somewhere with that.
Right. So, okay, so for those who say they hate social media, what would you say to that? What's your response?
Well, first I would say, I would ask them if they had a Keasha, would be my first question, to be perfectly honest. Because if they don't understand their brand, it's harder to photo. I mean, you can do general brand photography, but I really believe, they need a Keasha first. And I think that is what a lot of people's problem is what I notice is a lot of people go right to marketing. And that's fantastic, because you are trying to market yourself and get yourself out there. The problem is if you don't understand exactly what your brand is and what you want to say, that's going to make it harder. And so I think that is the noise going on in their head too, because if they could get down to a really niche space, then social media is a lot easier. And you start small,
Yeah, absolutely. Start with small. And I think another thing, and thank you, it's true. Having clarity in your values and how you want to be remembered and who you want to attract,
Yes.
is so important. And then being able to convey like what you do, who you help, why it matters, like all of that should definitely be that foundational place to start. And then the expression through your photos can help support that. It all works together. And it's because social media is so visual, both with pictures and words,
Yeah,
it all fits together. Yes. So
it does.
yeah. And so with the promotion of business, and so let's say somebody does have some clarity, and
Okay.
they're, where do I go? These little funky, there's like a mismatch of visuals and it doesn't feel cohesive and they know it. What would be a tip for breaking?
Well, I tell you what, so when I talk to clients, I always tell people to be their authentic self. And it's funny that you mentioned this because I had someone who came to me and she goes, well, my person who's putting together my speaker one sheet says I need a white background. So we start talking about what does your session look like? What are your goals? And we are not lining up. I cannot, usually I'm like, bing, 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 bing. Oh, yep, this is you. This is what you're talking about. I can see this in the session and it'll be authentic to you. Whereas she didn't want a white background. She wanted to walk out of Garden of the Gods. That's not, and I was like, wait a minute. I go, and it dawned on me that we weren't moving forward like I normally do. And so once I figured out that she needed to be outdoors because that was just who she was, then everything lined up. So just because you're getting advice from experts, yes, I understand the person who is doing her speaker one sheet, I understand why they need a white background. We can also create something like that outdoors. And so I think when you're listening to your experts, making sure that you are really niched down, because then when they say you need a white background, they can go, well, that's not really what I'm looking for, And so they're not passing that information on to the rest of us. And we're all going, huh?
Yeah, that's like a myth.
It's listening to your gut.
That's the thing. With social media, that's another point I wanted to touch on. It can be so easy to be seduced into believing that you have to do things a certain way. You have to do it the way Sandra or Billy or Paula are doing because their stuff looks so good. And it's like, yeah, and their thing. It's about what works for you and trusting your intuition to guide you.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
With that, then there will be the supporters who will help you, and it feels different. It feels better, and there's more ease with it when you do versus I should because I was told.
Yeah. Right. I shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? It's so true when you watch somebody. Yeah. When you get clear on where you're going, getting clear with Keasha. There you go. We could put a K on that too. That'd be fun. But seriously, getting clear is so important because if you're not clear, you might misinterpret your gut as well. And so you really have to do a gut check when you're asking for something for your business because it needs to stay authentic because that's what people like, It cracks me up. You'll put something online that you think is wonderful and people like something that you took a selfie of.
Right? Like, interesting.
True.
And we can always feel that authenticity when it's there.
Yeah.
And then not, we can feel that too. So any tips for how people can start to bring more of that genuine essence?
Ooh, yes. Yeah. Well, for us, I always think going out and shopping for your right body style is always important. So obviously we always include a wardrobe stylist. So if you want to chat with her, you can, because I think a lot of people actually, what I hear from my wardrobe stylist is that people think they look good in black. But you don't have to wear black to look thinner. You really don't. And I always think that I think that you've got to trust your gut. And I think, well, we've already said that, haven't we? I think the biggest thing is there are certain things that we're all good at and other things we're not. I think some people just need that extra help in wardrobe because I think that helps them feel confident. Because then, you know, they get all their clothing ready for the session. They sit down and they have makeup. I think that's always really important. I think if you're going to have, even if you're doing selfies of yourself, I say do lips and lashes. I mean, you don't have to do the full boat, but I mean, you know, right here is where everybody looks at you. And so they're going to look at your smile and they look at your eyes. And so at the very least, I think that that's something fun that you can do. And you don't have to wear lashes that are my size. I just happen to like these. And, you know, whenever we do them for the client, they're always a nice natural look for them. But I always think that that makes you feel more confident. I know that when I walk by a mirror and I look at my lashes, I'm like, ooh, hey, I'm sassy today. Yep, one day I did it and I didn't even have them on. I thought I did. So you get used to like feeling sassy in your lashes.
I think the lips and lashes tip is great for me personally, and I agree with you. You know, when I put on lipstick, it just changes like how I feel. I'm like
every time. Yes, it does.
That speaks to what you said before about starting small. I mean, putting a little lip gloss on, putting some mascara. If you don't do the faux lashes, or if you do faux lashes, cool. Whatever works for you, but just honing in on that and just, hey, and then taking the selfie. That's
exactly.
Great.
It is. And it doesn't have to be difficult, you know?
And then, and I feel like lighting, like natural lighting, like perfect sometimes. And it is about like lighting is so important for taking great photos.
It is. It really is. And I always tell people whenever they're doing a selfie, find your north window light.
Okay.
So whatever, and you know what, like, actually, I don't even have any. I have east and west. Funny enough, I don't have north, but you can always use east light once the sun is moved around. Southern light's the one that's going to be the worst. Some people can handle full sun on, like you've got it in some of your pictures, which looks so cute. I couldn't do it. I'd be like squinty. But using natural light, if you stand right by a window that has no sun coming into it, so it doesn't have to be north, but north is the best because it literally never gets any sun. And so you can just have the light forcing in from the window, and that's always makes it super pretty. It's just awesome.
And if you have to, you know, need some help figuring out where north is, there's a compass in your phone, so you can.
There is.
And it's always.
That is true. There's that. Or when the sun comes up in the morning, you know that's east, and it follows around south to west. So there's that.
And it follows around south. I didn't know that.
So you can chase So you can chase the sun if you want to, or you can leave it behind.
Yeah, or you can leave it behind, and then you can also, in terms of if it's dark or you don't have much lighting, what would be next? Oh goodness,
you know, usually when it's dark, actually, funny enough, even me, when it's like you're at dinner with somebody and the lighting's funny colors, I usually still take pictures like that because like I love it when you're in a room where everything's pink and then that's what you look like in it. Again, it stops people from scrolling. That's what I do like about that. And I would say the darkness is a tough one, especially with cell phones, because once you hit go, that light is so bright. And so I'd say get into somewhere that has just that mid lighting, you know, something where the light is coming towards you. You don't want to be behind the light. You want it coming at you. And so anytime you're photographing, like up at as you know, at the Pinery where eWomen Colorado Springs meets, we have a bank of windows. And so, if you turn your head back to that, well, you're just black. So always turn your face towards the light. Yeah.
Cast the shadow, and then we can't see you when it's from behind.
That's right. Unless that's the look you're going for.
Unless you're looking for that dark and moody look.
That's true.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell me, what is your favorite part about photographing women?
Oh my gosh. You know, I have to tell you, my favorite part about photographing women is their stories. That's just my favorite part. I've joked the last couple of times I've been speaking that I'm just a voyeur. So basically, yeah, just tell me your stuff. I want to be in the back of the restaurant. I want to be in the kitchen. I want to be where other people aren't supposed to be. And so I feel like that's what photography is for me. It's this, well, watching women rise has got to be the coolest thing ever. Seeing someone that I have photographed for years, like just people are starting to, women that I've known forever are just starting to become more confident, and they've really stepped into their businesses. And I could listen to their stories all day, every day.
Yeah, it is.
I really could.
And I'm sure you have the clients where you've photographed them at one point in their business, and then they've come around since they've evolved.
Yes.
Evolution is inevitable. And so embracing that and
Yeah,
ensuring things are keeping up with who you are becoming is very important. That's one aspect of what I help my clients with. But
absolutely.
yeah, to see that too, see that visual like shift in terms
It's
of
a,
what they want for their photos, and again the
yes.
energy and how their story has changed.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Listening to their stories grow. Yeah, it's the most exciting thing usually. And I joke, but it's true. I really should go to a dance club after I'm done photographing, because I just am on such a high. Because it's always so good, because they always bring cool stuff. And, everybody makes an effort to really do a good job. And so, from my wardrobe stylist down to me, we're all rooting for our people. And, it's funny. We just start taking photos, and it just turns into this fun, silly thing. And they're not so scared the next time.
And I feel like having fun with it is like a huge part of it. Because people, I think sometimes you can come into these things, like especially a professional photo setting, where it's like, okay, it's on. I gotta, be on. And I think a big part of what your role is to help bring that ease into,
Right.
like we are capturing you. So
You.
that's not going to be conveyed through the camera if you're like uncomfortable. You can pick up on that. Right?
It's true. It is true. And it's funny, some people become more loosey-goosey in front of the camera than others, but they all get to a comfortability that is so obvious when they start posting them, and that they love them, they love themselves. And that's really, that's all I want, is for women to just fall in love with themselves and understand that nobody gives a rat's hiney about that 20 pounds. Like I don't see anybody like that. I see people as vibrant and smart and intelligent, funny. But, I'm looking for the joy in people. I'm not looking for a size 2, 6-foot model. That's not what I'm looking for. I like the juicy stories that these women tell us, and what we get. Between the two of us, just the cool things we get to learn about our clients, and the journey that they're on. And the great thing is that we're always here to help them too, because I had someone the other day, she's in health and wellness. And I was like, well, isn't that interesting? I know someone I can hook you up with. And then it was the same. I was on an SBI earlier, and I'm like, oh, I know someone that you should know. And we're all there for our clients, not just to provide our services, but to extend that hand up,
Yeah. And absolutely. To those of you tuning in now, we're talking about how to really amplify your branding with better photos. And a big part is about relationships and helping each other. And Tricia and I know each other through eWomen Network, and that's been wonderful, in terms of collaborations and clients. But I think it goes even further to build that rapport and trust, and have a friend that can direct you in the right direction if you're needing something that neither of you necessarily said, and you're somebody with nutrition or
Right.
finance or something. There is a resource, and I am happy, as I know you are, to extend that and to make connections. And and that even helps. It's a part of our own brand too. I really feel your personal, in terms of what I focus on, personal branding is you. And how do you being intentional with how you want people to feel, how you want to be remembered, and the things, and allowing the totality of your expertise and your experiences and perspective be shown through the way that you show up.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you would like to impart on folks regarding branding photography that they
Mm.
because I really like the tips about the lighting and the lips and the lash.
Yes, lashes. I would look at what next year's spring colors are and challenge yourself to find color. Put color into your wardrobe. I think color just makes people happy, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And
Mm-hmm.
so, and you know, just do small things that bring you joy, you know? Maybe you just like yourself an orange push-up pop. Well, go get yourself one, you know?
That's fun. Oh my God, yes.
Right. I mean, when's the last time we had an orange push-up pop?
I
You
don't
know?
know. I remember the taste. Like I could like taste it right now and see it. It's
Totally.
the fun in the small things in capturing that. That's it doesn't need to be elaborate. It can just
No.
as long as it's sincere and it's something that feels great and it's simple.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. And trying to simplify your life more. And I know that we all struggle with this, and I do too, is how much is too much work and how much is not enough work to sustain my lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I challenge people to do that as well, because I know that, I mean, it's hard as, you know, being part of eWomen Network and knowing as many people as I know, I'm blessed that I could be busy 24/7. And I can't. Like physically, that's just not going to happen. And so I need to figure out where the right things are, who are the right people, and doing the small things, you know, celebrating the push-up pops and the, you know, the cherry limeade, whatever it is that's your guilty pleasure or your joy or whatever, you know, just go get it. Stop saying no to everything like that. Just bring yourself a little joy, and, you know, those things just make me so happy.
Beautiful
Sorry.
message.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's a message. And to capture that, it doesn't always have to be so curated, you know? It's we
Mm-mm.
and again that speaks to like the authenticity of things when you can just
Totally.
push up pop and say I'm having a snack and I'm enjoying this snack and you know then people are like oh haha you know that's funny maybe I should share my little guilty pleasure and the things that I like to do in the middle of the day I just need to pause or on the weekend or whatever.
Yes, that is a good idea. I like the whole guilty pleasures idea.
Yeah,
Wow, look at that. We got something.
we got
Actually,
something. Right? So So tell us how we can learn more about you. I know you're on Instagram, but I'm so happy to be the first Instagram live that you've done.
I
It's
know.
cool.
This was cool. Yeah, this was awesome. Oh, here, I will put my email in. Oh, I'm trying to put my email in
Uh,
through my keyboard below, which is
uh,
not going to happen.
drop it in the comment box.
There we go. Here we go. Dropped it in the comments. Email's always the best way to get a hold of me. And
Yes.
so, yeah, Tricia at Turpenoff.com. Turpenoff.com is our website, and feel free to drop by there. We have some cool stuff on there.
And I really love that. Oh, someone's saying something. Women
Oh,
speak of Ottawa. We really struggle to be authentic as humans and especially women. I appreciate this discussion.
oh, thank you.
For
That's
your
awesome.
It is true. It's like I said, it's so easy, especially with the pressures of life and the demands. If
Right.
you're entrepreneur or you're a professional working in an organization or you're taking care of home and family and
Oh,
many
yeah.
all of those things going on, you know, social media can really make you feel like you got to be something that you're not necessarily, you know,
I know.
something the way that you see the popular thing is or the trending thing is. And I say that is bull crap. You don't need a lot of followers to make an
No,
impact. You don't need a lot of likes to even touch somebody and to create engagement. I feel like
no.
you're really coming back to realizing that, you
Yeah.
know, else it's just a whole lot of other distraction. And we have a limited amount of time, right? And in our on earth, we don't know. And it's so
Right.
important, as you said, bring simplicity, have fun, and be
Yes.
intentional with the core, you know, with the people
Yes. Totally.
world.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Aw,
I love that.
thank you, Tricia.
Wow. Thank you, Keasha.
You see, this is our first thing. We did something. Woo
We
woo.
did. I know. This is so cool. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you to Keisha's audience. And we sent out some emails as well. So I hope everybody got some good nuggets today. And obviously, if you have questions, I am all about gaining you more cash, clients, and clout.
Ooh, I like that, baby. Cash client. Wow. And so this is recorded now. It'll be on my profile. So
Awesome.
in and catch the replay, and then I'll tag you, Tricia, so that you can or direct people here too. But
I will.
have a beautiful day, and thank you for tuning in to this episode 16 of Conversations with Keasha. Much love to
This was
you all.
awesome. Mwah.